Sup, gigglers?
Gary, fix the Wi-Fi.
Manifest that shit.
We can't be managed. I mean, the day just got away from me.
Hello, my great giggles.
How? that
wasn't good.
It sounded like Winston Churchill.
Historical.
Yeah. No, you nailed it then.
I was talking how I feel when I wear a low pony. I'm just like a captain of a ship.
Yeah.
Hello, Paige. My little snow bunny just arrived from Aspen. How are you? How was the trip? Give me the deets.
The trip was great. We could go skiing now together. I'm a profesh. Not really, but I do 2 runs and then I'm like, guys, I'm beat.
Did you fall at all?
Oh yeah. The first day I ate because I went with the whole group.
Skiing in a group is chaotic energy.
Yeah. And the group is collectively very good skiers and snowboarders. So I was like, I can do it. Because I wanted to go to the bar that's up on the mountain. So I was like, I can ski down. Double ejection from both my skis at one point.
Oh, I love that.
One went flying. The instructor did say, I am the most talented at falling that he's seen in a while.
Oh, wow.
And I appreciated that. Yeah, he was like, you know how to fall. You fall correctly. And I said, oh my God, thank you so much.
If you're going to fail well, fail fast.
Right.
This has become a ski podcast, so welcome. We just talk about skiing every episode.
I do have more of an appreciation for the Winter Olympics.
Oh, I can't wait to watch the Winter Olympics.
Because let me tell you, conditions in the cold are just I'm not built for it. We were in Aspen, which is stunning, gorgeous. And everyone was like, I could live here. And I was like, never in my lifetime.
I also saw you at a hilarious TikTok where you guys are probably a couple shots deep and decided to put your faces into the snow and then laugh at the mark that your face, I don't know what you guys thought was gonna be in the snow after you put your face in it, but you're like, look, it's my face. And then Craig had his backwards hat, and I'm like, that is the douchiest snow mark I've ever seen.
Craig's was a perfect silhouette. It was like someone painted his face on the
Yeah,
snow.
yours looks like Voldemort.
Yeah, I was a bald baby.
I also just saw a tweet that cracked me up that was like, did anyone ever question that Voldemort had beef with a 12-year-old?
Hey, I feel like I've had beef with 12-year-olds before.
Same. I also think that the cold, though, is fun when you have that liquid layer of drunkenness. That was my whole college experience at Wisconsin, where at first you're like, it's cold, and then you're like, I can't feel shit.
Yeah, I'm a beach person. If I'm gonna vacay, I'm gonna do it at the beach.
I do think there's a freedom in falling, though. How often in your life do you just lose complete control and fall almost like a little kid, and then you get right back up?
I'd say more often than you'd think.
That you eat.
Yeah, I fall. I would say that I probably fall really hard. I'd say 3 times a year. Where I'm I just really ate it.
And then you look around. If people saw it, it's way more painful. If people didn't, you're like, if a tree fell in the forest.
My mom broke her ankle in a Macy's parking lot 2 years ago, and I will never forget it.
Yeah, my grandma fell in a Stop and Shop, and they caught it on video.
Oh, Nana.
Question. Are you and Craig, do you enjoy each other more in the winter aesthetic or the summer aesthetic?
Oh my God, that's a great question. We really did enjoy each other in the winter. The last day of skiing, he came with me and we just did flat surfaces and we had a really fun day. This was actually the longest Craig and I have ever been together. Days. I know. And I was a little bit nervous. And then a couple days ago, I was like, are you sick of me yet? And he was like, he thought about it for a second too, which I appreciated. He was like, no, I'm not. And I was like, great, I'm glad that you actually answered that very truthfully and thought about it.
Yeah, well, that's the long distance thing where there's so much dopamine of missing the person. And then you're like, oh, wait, relationships are not actually about missing them. It's actually inevitably being with them.
And it's really fun to be around other couples and be like, oh, wow, I love the couple I'm in.
Whatever kind of day you had with your significant other, there's like certain couples you hang out with and you're like, I'm thankful, blessed.
It's kind of like a silent bonding experience.
True. And then to talk about the other couples when you get home.
Yeah, that's the best. I think that's why people go on vacation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
It is fun to go out with other couples and just like complain about coupley things.
Yeah. Wait.
Like, oh my God, doesn't he fart on me? He farts on you. Like you bond with all the girls just rolling your eyes at you're like, guys, how annoying are they?
Oh my God, the amount of times that I was with like full wives and like fiancés and I was just like, oh, the guys, you know? And like it felt good to say it.
This is weird, but have you ever observed that like the relationships that really work are not the ones that are gushing on each other all the time and not the ones who are fighting all the time, but the ones that like are slightly annoyed at each other all the time in a funny way?
Yes.
You're on him, but low key, like he likes it.
Yeah.
But the couples that are like always like, oh my God, thank you, baby. You're like, oh, you guys hate each other.
There was a moment where like Austin said something to Craig where he was like, well, do you tell Paige everything? And Craig was like, no. And I heard it from across the room. And I was like, excuse you? What did you just say? And he was like, I mean, yeah, like I tell her everything. And he like looked at me like, you know, I tell you everything. I'm trying to look cool in front of my friends. But yeah.
That's so fun. I love the TikToks too, where it's like when your man is just with you and he doesn't have to play tough and like he stubs his toe and he's like, oh, my toe. And you're like, come here, baby. It's okay.
That's every guy. Literally everything. They're babies.
Emotional babies. I was actually just in Boston.
And how was it?
We are going to have a Giggly show in Boston soon. We're just figuring that out. The crowd was wild.
There's a lot of Italians in Boston.
A lot of Italians, a lot of Irish.
Yep.
They have great sense of humor. They take no from people. Like they're very tough, and I like that energy. Scary, but I like it.
I feel like we could live in Boston.
I'm telling you, even though we were raised to like not like Red Sox fans because there's that big rivalry, I take back all the bad things I said about Boston. The girls were hilarious. And so I'm talking with these gigglers. And then these two guys come up to me and they go, I'm sorry, I just have to say something. We're gigglers. And I was like, what'd you say? And they go, we're gigglers. And I was like, oh, I like took out my phone.
I wrote it down.
The gigglers, we have to apologize because we have not been acknowledging them. And there are a decent amount of gigglers that listen to the pod. And these guys were so funny. They were like, we were in the middle of a fight with each other. We heard your voice. We were like, you win. We're done. And then they went to say hi. So shout out to the gigglers out there. We love you. We see you. We hear you.
The only demographic I care about are the girls and the gays. You know, like if you're a straight man, I don't care about
what are you doing? What are you doing?
Like, what do you guys do all day?
I also have an update.
Okay.
Do you remember the girl who was farting in jars?
Yes. Do you remember that we watched her on 90 Day Fiancé?
Yes. We like know way too much about this girl. She's been hospitalized.
Because she had a heart attack, right? Or something?
She thought she was having a heart attack. Turns out she was just having severe gas pains from a diet of just like beans. And the doctor was like, you're going to fart yourself to death. And she was fine. She was taken care of. But now she doesn't sell her farts in jars anymore. She sells them as NFTs. And welcome to the metaverse. Here we are.
Okay, wait. I have so many thoughts running through my head. I don't even know what to say first. One, this girl's I just don't even know how there's like a need for someone buying farts online.
Low-key, I was kind of jealous. I was like, why didn't you think of that, you stupid?
But I just like learned in this past week like what the metaverse is. Like, I didn't know that this was like a real thing people were doing.
Does anyone really know what the metaverse is?
I think it sounds terrifying. Like, I don't want to live in a fake world.
If the conversation gets to metaverse, I'm out. I'm outies. I'm donezo.
I gotta go. If it's about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, or NFTs, don't talk to me about it. And I don't care, most importantly.
I feel like that's what all finance bros in Midtown are talking about all the time. And I don't think they know what it means either. They just say it to sound smart and jerk each other off.
They don't. That's the thing. They don't.
Yeah, because if you actually ask a follow-up question, they don't know what they're talking about.
Wait, one more thing I wanted to say about skiing. When you went skiing and you saw,
this is a ski podcast,
and you saw the kids like in like their ski schools and like how they're just like little drunk humans because they can't stand and they're just like screaming. Did you get like baby fever?
1,000%. Like Des will joke like, let's wait to have kids, like we have to have fun by ourselves, but I was like, Des, we need a child. The kids were like singing with each other. It was the cutest. And then when they fall and just bop back up because they have like no weight to them, it's
so cute.
It was so freaking cute when you put all the layers on a little kid, the winter layers.
They can't move. No, they can't.
They're little marshmallows.
Move.
They're little speed bumps.
I was having such baby fever when
God.
Yeah, when I was seeing like 3-year-olds like whipping down the mountain like in their little ski outfits.
You're like whipping past me.
I wanted to do the TikTok that was like, am I too old to be here? Am I prettier than these young bitches? No, but then I got to a certain point of the mountain where it was 9-year-old boys. And let me tell you something. I don't with that. They literally hooligans whipping past me.
I was scared.
Beating each other up, throwing their poles at each other.
No.
And I was like,
Immediately
no.
Immediately no.
I was like, oh my God, you just washed away all the baby fever I was having for the past hour. Thank you.
Also, because I was on ski TikTok, don't ask why. They were talking about to be like a cute girl on the slope, you just have to like pull the hair in front out just so people know you're a girl. So that's just a secret to look hot in the slopes, you guys.
Yeah, it's hard.
Oh yeah, one last thing about baby fever. I was looking at dresses.
Yeah.
On ASOS, sometimes they randomly have pregnancy dresses. And one of them I was like, wait, that's cute for when I'm preggers. And then I was like, check yourself. Take a breather.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. One of the girls on my trip, her daughter ended up coming at like the end of the trip. They brought like all their kids. Mm-hmm. And the girl was only 2 years old. And she said she like looked in her suitcase and all the little girl packed were stick-on earrings. And she said she wanted to share them with everyone. And I was like, if I don't have a daughter immediately, I will lose my mind.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
That's so cute.
I feel like all the Daddy Gang listeners are like, what the f are you guys talking about? But you know what? This happens, okay? Okay, I think it's time to do some advice.
Let's do it.
Okay, to start a little dirty, and you've been doing long distance.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for phones?
This is my only piece of advice. What you're nervous about, he's not noticing. So, like, if you're like, this is a horrible angle, he doesn't notice that that's a bad angle. He's just happy to be involved. He's just happy that you've agreed to what's happening. He can't believe that you're so down.
To be there.
Yeah, he's really...
Yeah, because think about it. He can't tell if you cut your hair 4 inches. He can't tell if you have a roll.
No. Another piece of advice. Your legs don't have to be freshly shaven. He can't tell. He doesn't know. He has no idea. He has no idea.
It's for me, I like talking, and it's literally just adding adjectives that don't need to be there. So when you're trying to think of phones, like if you're going to say like, oh, I want to put my hand on your dick, describe the dick.
Yeah.
Describe your hand. Describe what you're feeling. It's like writing an essay and having to get to 300 words. You just fill that in and talk soft and confident. You could make no sense and just sound confident.
You know, in 3rd grade when you're learning what adjectives are and like your teacher's like, you have to use describing words and you have to use like 3 describing words in a sentence. That's phone. It's just describing what's happening.
How do I learn to appreciate acts of service more when I prefer words of affirmation?
You don't. You can't change your love language. No. Stop changing for him.
So what do
you have to reiterate to him, hey, these acts of services are great for someone else. I need you to just tell me you're obsessed with me, and then you don't have to get up and start my car in the morning.
So true.
Right?
It's like, oh, you did the dishes? Tell me how much you want me.
Yeah. You can't just change your love language. You didn't pick it to begin with.
But also it doesn't mean that you're not compatible, because I think a lot of dudes sometimes don't know the right way to show affection.
So true.
Like they've been taught just like, you like someone and like, I want to put my penis in her, and they don't really know the in between.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just know what their ex liked. Like maybe he's just doing what a previous ex liked him to do. So make sure you at least communicate what turns, and don't say it like, I don't like when you do this.
Yeah.
Say, I like when you do this.
Yeah.
Ooh, tricky. We getting tricky.
Yeah. Like Craig loves doing acts of services, and my response is like, yeah, that's so nice, but I have a dad. So I know I know what it's like getting my car started, or like I know what it's like getting coffee brought to me. Like I have a dad, so I grew up with this. I want you to be like, you're the hottest girl on the planet. And then
yeah, that's why I like words of affirmation, because it's true. It's like my friends Paige got me flowers the other day. I don't need you to get me flowers. I want you to write a haiku about how nice my ass is.
Write me a love letter. I also like physical touch.
I like physical touch, and like I like when they do it in public subtly.
Yeah. It's all about being
like they
subtle.
don't have to.
Yeah, it's all about just like the random grab of the thigh, or like touch of the shoulder, or like kiss on the head.
Okay, how much research do you do on social media about their exes? Because that's just so dangerous.
It's so dangerous. I wouldn't say research, but like if you're trying to say, and I think it's different for girls and guys, because here's a perfect example. Craig does not even know what my ex-boyfriend's name is. He's never seen a picture of him.
Healthy.
He has no idea who he is. Like, he's never looked at his Instagram. He doesn't know. Mm-hmm. Because it's just like not something that comes up in conversation. For girls, like we're wired different. We're gonna look at their Instagram. Yeah. Like, please, if you say you've never looked at your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend's Instagram, you're lying. Like, everyone looks. Mm-hmm. I think there's a difference.
It's just irresponsible.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between like looking at her Instagram and showing your friends her Instagram from doing research. Like, I don't know where she worked when she was 26. Yeah, but like, I know that highlight isn't great.
Do not let it become like a constant check-in to see what she's up to. I think it's okay. I personally love when I find out my dude was with a very beautiful girl.
Yeah, because it brings your stock up.
He has great taste.
Yeah, I agree with that. You don't want to be someone's first hot girl. No. It's too much pressure. It's way too much pressure. Oh God, no. You want to look and be like, okay, so they know what the deal is. That's like taking someone's virginity at age 30. You don't want that pressure on you.
No, you want him to have been with like a high maintenance, so you look laid back. Also, you know how we always talk about how we don't love when their exes are blonde, or AKA don't look like us?
Yeah.
There was a TikTok going around. That is my new Wikipedia. And the TikTok said, if his celebrity crush looks nothing like you, there's a problem. I actually get so nervous when I ask a guy what his celebrity crush is. I'm like, please don't say Kate Moss. Please don't say Kate Moss.
Oh my God. I feel like it's either, I know Craig's, and one looks nothing like me. His is Margot Robbie, which I think is every guy in America.
But that's everyone's. And every
But
girl's.
then it's also Mila Kunis. So I'm like, okay. Remember when you dated Derek Jeter?
Yeah.
That was so fun.
Honestly, people don't talk about it enough. People don't talk about. I asked Des who his celebrity crush was.
Who is it?
He said Monica Bellucci. And at first, I had to Google it because I didn't know who it was. Because she was.
I know the name though.
She's like 57 now, and she's literally just like a hot Italian girl. And I was just like, we were made to be.
You're like, you know what? We are getting married.
Yeah, like it's also like when you meet their family and you see like how their family's kind of similar to you in certain ways, and you think like, oh, I didn't completely like trick this man into liking me. Like the universe was setting this up.
Wait, do you ever have epiphany moments where you're like, okay, I didn't actually manifest this. This was meant to happen. I didn't fully trick him into like being with me.
I mean, let's be honest, we manifested 99% of stuff, but that's why I'm telling you guys, if it's meant to be, you cannot get up. Like, I put Des through the ringer, and
Yeah.
We're still here. And there are guys I've been much easier and much chiller and much cooler around who it didn't work out. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. Ooh. Girls' night out and guys' night out. Should it be required?
That's such a weird question because I feel like no. No, I feel like that all depends on your age.
For me, Des doesn't drink. Like, his boys' night out, I don't know. He's at the comedy club every night talking to friends. I feel like the whole boys' night out, girls' night out is very, like, formalized. Like, it should just be, like, when you want to meet up with friends, you can, and they don't always have to be there.
Yeah. I will say, though, if he's giving, like, the majority of, I would say this advice is definitely for a girl under 25.
Yeah.
And, like, if he's giving... My mom always said if he doesn't give you his Saturday night, he's not actually serious about you.
Oh, Kim
which
is
makes
such a legend sometimes.
Which makes sense because, like, if I ever got asked out on, like, dates or something and they wanted to go on a Friday night, I would be like, I'm not giving you my Friday night. Like, I'm going out with my girlfriends. I think it's important to go out with your girlfriends. And, like, guys also like that, too. Like, they like if you have your own life. If you're like, I have plans, like I'm going out with my friends, secretly they do like that, I think.
Yeah. But I do think it's healthy that you guys, when you're both free, are prioritizing a fun night with each other, but also don't get too just stuck with each other because it's important to like do things to tell him about.
Yeah, that's a really easy way to get into a rut where if it's just you hanging out with each other, like, and like not even going out with other couples. It's like easy. Then you're like, you don't feel like being sexy. Then like your life declines. It's easy to like fall into a trap if you don't have your own life.
Yeah, even especially if you're both quarantining together, taking a day where you're just like, oh, I'm going to get my nails did. I'm going to like get lunch with a friend. I'm going to do some errands, come back. And you're a whole new person. You're like, the old Hannah is like, she can't come to the phone. It's just good to have space. Also, you get to the point where it's not your fault if you don't have anything to talk about because you've been with this person for 20 weeks.
Also, Hannah, I forgot to tell you that I'm pissed at you.
Oh my God, what happened? What'd I do?
Because I feel like you manifested.
Oh no, did I manifest wrong?
Yeah, that my nails are now literally. You've been manifesting this for years. Are you kidding me, Hannah? Are those your real nails?
Yeah, and that's golds on them. That's gold on the bottom.
Look at mine. Short, stubby, and
disgusting. I don't even know. Oh, claws out of my face.
You did this. They won't grow anymore. They literally
I'm not a witch.
They stopped growing. They all broke. They're chipped. They're jagged. I literally was laying in bed the other night and I was like, Hannah.
You need to do like a whole restart, like detox. Like
I know. No, I really do.
No, these are my real nails. I've been getting gel for so long. I do think I need a little break from gel, but I keep going. These nails were actually quite controversial though, because I went to get a French right before New Year's, as one does. And I was like, I need to make it a little like party. So I said, underneath the white, can you do just a line of golds?
I like that.
And in person, I feel like it's kind of cool. But when I posted on Instagram, as one does, people were not happy. People were like, it looks like dirt. This looks like... They always go, did you run this by Paige? That's my favorite. Whenever I do anything that anyone is upset about fashion-wise, they... in the comments, in the DMs, they don't care. They go, did you run this by Paige? And I'm like, first of all...
that.
But they'll say it like trying to with me. They're like, Paige definitely didn't approve of this. And I'm like, don't get Paige involved. Like, leave Paige alone.
I have my own life. I'm busy napping over here.
I'm like, sorry, I can't bother her with every little fashion decision
You did text me, though, and say, is French manicure still in style?
Yeah, I did need...
No, I love that.
I think the white makes my nails look like fresh. But
yeah. It also looks really good with your engagement ring. Like a French manicure and an engagement ring, I think looks like so pretty.
I am actually making final decisions, like planning for the wedding. I'm realizing there's so many little details, like how to do your nails on the wedding day. You could be so extra if you want with like every little detail, but
yeah,
I think I might have like little pearls on them. Like there's cool stuff you could do.
I love that. I love the idea of pearls on them.
And then we also soon we'll have a final meeting about Miami. I think I'm going to go with a hotel.
Okay.
It'll be in Miami Beach. And then any local businesses that want to be involved in the bachelorette party, let's hit me up.
Please reach out.
Because we're
Please reach
planning
out.
this. And it's going to be chaotic energy. We do have like an IV company that's going to help us in the morning so far.
Thank God. You know I love an IV. Oh, also in Aspen, we had oxygen tanks, which I didn't realize I needed until I had one. And I literally want one in my home.
You guys are so bougie.
It was so bougie. I sat there for like an hour. They were like, you only have to keep it on for 20 minutes. And I was like, I'm going to be here a while. Thank you.
That's the richest I ever heard, being like, can I pay someone to breathe for me?
It's like, I'm so tired. Can someone breathe for me? Thank you. No, it was amazing. Altitude sickness is not a joke, and I get hit hard with it anytime I go somewhere with higher elevation.
Yeah.
Did you feel that when you were skiing?
Yeah, I got exhausted just trying to put my ski back on. Whenever I'd fall, I'd be like, and Des is like, you need to work out. And I'm like, no, there's no air up here.
There's no air.
This is so funny. My boyfriend is overly nice to people. Like, emotional intelligence is hot, but like, bruh. It's great that he's polite to everyone, but it comes to a point where it starts feeling like inauthentic, where it's like, are you such a people pleaser, or like, are you actually this nice to everyone? Where it's kind of hot also to be assertive and not just like, I don't know, sometimes fake nice people know out of me.
I mean, there's also, my mind immediately went to like, there has to be another side, because I feel that Craig is so nice to everyone. Like, if we go anywhere, like a waiter or like anyone that comes up to him, asks him for a picture, he's so nice, and I love that about him. But also, we can be alone and he can be talking, and I will be like, that is the meanest thing I've ever heard someone say. And I get turned on. I'm like, say it again. I think you also, like, subconsciously, whether girls want to admit it or not, like, you want to be with someone that kind of reminds you of your dad, because it almost feels like homey. Do you know what I mean? Like, you feel comfortable, and my dad will flip out on anyone at any point in time. I've watched it. I've been a part of it. I've been on the other end. Like, I've seen all of the sides, and there's something about it where you're just like, no, my dad will flip out, and like, you kind of want that in your person too.
It's also nice to feel though that like, you don't have to be the assertive one all the time. Like, I could be the good cop in a lot of situations, and he's good at being the bad cop in a like not embarrassing way. Like, when we're in the airport and like going on, I'll be like, can you handle this? And he'll be like, yeah. Des knows I'm not allowed to do admin, so he handles most of it. But
also, isn't it funny when like there's a situation happening and you know that your partner, you're like, oh, they're gonna flip out, like, you know what triggers them. Is that not so true, where you're like, oh, that like,
or you can tell
bad
by how they're acting that they're like not in the mood for this, and you're like, oh god,
you start to feel bad for the stranger, because you're like, oh.
It's great to have a nice man, but you want someone who sticks up for themselves and is authentic with their emotions, or you start feeling like, how much fake are they doing in their life, you know?
There's really only a few times that I want my boyfriend to be very assertive. That's when we're going out to a restaurant. You handle it. Like, you go up to the hostess. When we're at the airport, like the travel situation, like, okay, well, you get the car. You like figure out where the bags are.
Yes.
That type of thing. Anything else, I fine. I'll do it. You know?
I agree with that statement so much. Like, the travel, I mean, I told you I'm not allowed to go near the travel logistics. I thought up so bad.
Yeah, no, you're not.
How do I get him to stop farting around me? This is the thing. I don't mind a fart.
That's a you question.
Yeah, I don't mind a fart, but if it's very smelly, it starts to get annoying. But like a non-smelly fart, let's be honest, it's funny. It's entertaining. I do think you can politely be like, next time you're gonna assault the room with your fart, with your sulfuric fart, can you just like walk into the other
Craig
room?
and I don't have that.
Maybe he has IBS and you should have some empathy for him.
Just pass him a Pepto, you know, and be like, hey.
Okay, should you give a guy a chance even if you don't immediately feel a connection.
No.
Nah. Like, there's too many men in the world to give a guy a chance you don't feel immediate connection to, you know?
I think it's different for everyone. I just know myself so well that, like, if I'm not obsessed with you in the first 30 seconds, I'm probably never going to be obsessed with you.
Yeah.
And I've dated people for years trying to really, I'm like, no, I'm going to be obsessed with them. Just wait.
I feel like those are the ones that are the worst heartbreak too, is when they like you don't really like them, but you kind of like that they like you, so you convince yourself to like them, and then they stop liking you, and then you lose your mind.
I would say it's the hardest breakup in terms of right before you break up, but then when you break up, it's like you never dated. Like it's almost like you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, thank God.
How the hell? Yeah. I have another good one. My boyfriend only wants to have some in the butt, and I'm so over anal. Do I end things?
Your boyfriend? your boyfriend? Oh, no. Yeah, that's crazy.
I think you need to ask him some questions. Like, ask him why. What's wrong with the other hole? Also, it's totally okay of you to be like, this is what we've been doing. Can we switch it up? And does he also want you to keep your head in the pillow too the whole time? Because that also could be a red flag.
Remember the time that one guy that I was dating could only come if my face was covered? That was great for my self-esteem. I loved every moment of that.
No, but you actually loved that guy.
I loved him. He's married and has a child.
And that's when we had to take a real serious look in the mirror.
Yeah.
And I think it's totally fine if you're like, no more in the butt. Tell him you're leaking. Tell him you like can't stop leaking from your butthole, and see if you guys can like reestablish a good life that you like. But definitely communicate. And then that just seems extreme. Like, it seems
that's extreme.
I'm not going to yuck someone's yum, but like, you need to like it as well, you know?
Right. Also, oh my God, ouch. You know, because it's not like your vagina can take a real pounding, you know, let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think that was made for it.
I mean, just lube it up. Just don't do it in the shower without lube. It will be bloody. I don't know from experience, but I'm just saying.
I don't have the highest pain tolerance. I don't.
Says someone who's waxed their entire body, lasered from head to toe.
Oh, if it has to do with beauty, I would literally be dipped in hot wax if like it came out that was good for your skin. Like,
I know how to get rid of all your acne. I just need to behead you. You're like done so easy. Where do I sign up? How do you get past morning breath during...
Oh, okay. You don't like that person.
You hate him.
Yeah, you don't like him. Yeah.
This is how I explain morning breath with the guy you love. Do you know how, like, your pet, if you smell their breath, like, it's gross.
Yes, but you love
it. It's adorable.
You nailed it.
He should feel the same way about your breath, too.
I've never had this... Craig in the morning and been grossed out by anything, but I will say I've had mornings before and been like, ugh, get the off of me, because you're like grossed out by something.
Yeah.
And you just don't really like that person. It's pheromones. It's not you, honey. It's biological.
True. I get really paranoid when I was single and I'd be out and I'd be drinking, when a guy would want to have a first kiss, because like, you haven't brushed your teeth. Who knows what I've been up to the last 8 hours. But like, does vodka kind of kill the bacteria?
I feel like it does.
That's what I've been telling myself.
It's the sugary stuff that gives you bad breath, but it's the vodka. You just take a vodka shot and you're fine.
Yeah, a little lime. Espresso martini's probably not great, but
not great.
We still do them. Oh yeah, I like my guy best friend, but I feel like I've broed too hard to recover. Help. You guys just have to kiss. I feel like.
I don't think you can bro too hard.
Yeah, like, he's never gonna forget you have a vagina.
Ever. It's you really have to like think if you have chemistry.
But Paige, have you ever even broed a little bit in your life?
I bro all the time. Since high school, I've notoriously been the one girlfriend that can hang.
You're like, I invented the bro.
So I bro. But like, then it's hard to like see that person sexually. because you're like,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, I feel like you're like my brother.
Also, you'd be surprised how many guys have a crush on you when you are the bro. Like, that's why they like you.
Yes, because they're like, oh my gosh, she's just so chill. She can just like hang. And you're like, I'm pretending, you idiot.
Exactly. Like, guys just want a best friend they have with.
Dude, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
literally,
like, treat him like
Craig now like legit talks to me about the Ravens, like a normal conversation. And I'm like, man, I broed too hard.
But it's true, like, you don't have to be this like mysterious Jessica Rabbit. Like, they literally just want you to be yourself.
Yeah.
But make sure you don't bro too hard, because then you have to
There's
like,
no
know the
coming
players
back
on the team. And
Yeah. Because I do
my
know
God.
the quarterback of the Ravens, and his name is Lamar Jackson. Do I want that information?
Yeah, I
I
love
don't
that
know.
for
I know.
do you even have room in your brain for all that in between all the Zara?
No.
Can we do front page news? I'm really excited.
Yeah, let's.
Because we have some crazy going on.
Wait, I also just saw the craziest Instagram post, and I have no idea if this is true or not, but Craig like sent it to me.
I also like that Craig is your front page news intern and he sends us tips.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
He was like, oh my God, look at this. Yeah.
Add him to the payroll.
It said that Drake is getting, I don't even know if this is out in like the real universe yet, that some Instagram model is trying to sue Drake because listen to this story. So he meets this girl, they're vibing, whatever. They go up to his hotel room, they're like smoking weed with each other. He like very consensually asks her if she wants to have, they're doing foreplay, great. He goes in, she like agrees, yes. He goes into the bathroom, he puts a condom on, he comes out of the bathroom, he comes inside the condom, he goes back into the bathroom, he throws the condom away. Okay. She goes into the bathroom, she takes the condom, she's trying to put drip it into her vagina. All of the sudden it starts burning and she's screaming. And he comes in and he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, caught in the act. And he's like, I put hot sauce in every condom that I use because it kills the sperm. And you're trying to like get pregnant. How crazy. And she's trying to sue him for like putting hot sauce in the condom. But like, isn't that crazy? Is that the craziest story you've ever heard?
Wait. I have to unpack so much of this. So after he comes, he then has like one of those mini hot sauce things that like Beyonce has in his bag swag.
He must.
You know those little cute ones?
Yes.
And then he
a
pours
tiny
it in.
Tabasco.
But how is it not like a little red colored?
Or why doesn't he just flush it down the toilet? Unless he does that to see how crazy certain girls are.
That is so. But then also for her to tell the story and own up to her doing that. And also, like, your vagina's fine. Like, you've put probably weirder stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a UTI,
vagina.
But, like, who hasn't,
Who hasn't?
Wait, did I tell you how I had my first UTI with Craig?
Oh, my God.
And
are you okay?
I'm okay. But, I mean, it was totally my fault, obviously. And I just, like, didn't pee. But what I mean by, like, having my first UTI with Craig is, like, I'm a psychopath when I have a UTI. Like, I scream, I freak out, like, I am in so much pain. And usually it makes people really uncomfortable. And he went into CVS for me, went to the aisle I told him to, got the pills that I needed, and, like, checked on me, made me drink water, went into the grocery store, got real cranberry juice, and was like, I will drink it with you because it tastes so bad. And we're passing it back and forth. Like, if I wasn't in so much pain, I, like, would have really loved the moment.
Wait, so you bonded over a UTI?
Yeah. And he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, it's not you.
Wait, he felt bad.
He felt so bad. He was like, well, why didn't you pee? And I was like, I'm tired.
It's so funny how when you're comfortable, peeing seems like the most challenging thing in the world. Well, I'm happy that you guys went through that difficult time together, and I feel like you've come out stronger.
Yeah, I didn't have any of my Eucora stuff. I need to, like, keep Eucora stuff in Charleston. Okay, the next front page news story is the Julia Fox thing. How crazy. Did you see the photo shoot?
Okay, so what did you know about Julia Fox before?
Nothing. I had no idea. I had to look her up, and I'd never seen the movie that she's that movie Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. I didn't see it either because apparently it was like super stressful.
Yeah, so I didn't know her.
She did that Paper Magazine shoot with Pete Davidson where they look like Barbie dolls, which is just, I think, coincidence. Imagine going on a second date and having a photographer around the whole time, and then you're getting asked, like, it was almost like she played an NBA basketball game, and afterwards they were like, so how'd it go, how'd you perform, how was he, how are you feeling? But it's also funny because that's what Kanye wanted. Like, imagine a girl goes on a second date with Kanye and writes a whole article about it immediately. You'd be like, thirsty. But he definitely was like all about it.
Also, like, the way that everyone is connected is so weird. Honestly, I feel like being an A-list celebrity is just going to a really small high school. Because,
for sure.
Okay, so Julia Fox did that photo shoot with Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson and Kanye kind of used to be friends. Pete has that whole story about how they like all went out to dinner. Now Pete and Kim are dating. Kanye like does this photo shoot with Julia. Julia follows, or Miley Cyrus follows Julia. Kim Kardashian doesn't follow Miley Cyrus anymore, and everyone was saying she was pissed about how much Miley was flirting with Pete when they did like their New Year's Eve thing.
What do you think about that, though?
Miley and Pete or Kim and Pete?
There's too much going on.
It's too much.
If you're Miley and you're performing with Pete, like, obviously she's going to be a little flirty with him and funny. Like,
yeah,
that's what they're paid to do. So, and also it's like, Kim, you're not married to him. And like Miley's not trying, unless she did something sketchy that we didn't see, which is highly possible.
Well, yeah.
That she wanted to like suck his dick after
she
the show or
was
something.
in Staten Island with him.
Oh, Miley?
Yeah.
Unless she just showed up, Pete was probably like, yeah, come chill.
Yeah, I feel like I see them more being like hangout friends, like, oh, let's get high and like laugh.
Also, we don't talk about it. Pete, since he's gotten his teeth done, it's changed the game. But like, we haven't spoken about that. His teeth have changed his whole identity. Guys are getting into the game.
I saw the meme where it was like Pete Davidson looks like Beetlejuice if he was alive, and I haven't been able to get it out of my head for like a solid 2 weeks. And now that everyone like is obsessed with Pete, I'm like over it.
Yeah, it was like our fun niche thing, and it's gone mainstream. I do think we have to discuss Kanye's date with Julia Fox. What was that?
And like the fact that one of like the quotes from her was like, we were taking pictures in the restaurant and everyone was like cheering us on. If I'm sitting at a restaurant and my waiter can't bring my food over because you're in the middle of a photo shoot, I'm losing it. I could just...
She like elbows someone in the face and she's like, everyone was like loving it. Kanye's eating people's French fries. It's like, people clapped for us.
Oh my God. You know that girl on TikTok, it's called Girl Boss Town, or like, but it's a play on like Girl Boston.
Yes.
And she does all the things of like what people should do for PR moves. She did one. She's really good. She did one about Kim's new like Skims line, and she was like, how epic would it be if Kim copied the photo shoot that Kanye and Julia did, like with Pete? Could you imagine the drama? It's like lunchroom drama.
The drama. But also, it's funny you mentioned that A-list celebs are like high school, because it's like, clearly you're trying to make someone jealous.
Right?
Like,
it's just like they're not doing it on Facebook. Yeah, like they're doing it. Yeah. You didn't just like bring someone else to the prom. Like this is this is the world. You guys are world famous.
There were like photos of him like straddling her on the floor. Like, I felt like it was a little intrusive. I was like, is this a softcore porno on their second date? Like, it's weird even to kiss in front of cameras where he was like lying on her.
I'm also not loving that Kanye, like, girls are like, oh my God, he bought me like an entire hotel room full of clothes. Like, yes, that sounds great. Like, I would love that. But also he's low key being like, you can't wear anything you own. Like, if you're going to be with me, you're not wearing one piece of clothing that you own. And I just wouldn't like that.
But if I walked into a date and he looked at me and was like, I have some other clothes you should try on, I'd be like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, right?
What's wrong with this outfit? It took me an hour to put this together. What's wrong with this outfit? And he's like, choose any of these other clothes and then dress you like a Barbie doll. It's, I don't know. I feel like it's very objectifying.
Absolutely.
I could see people being into it, but also it's like, what, I'm not good enough with my outfit from Forever 21?
There's a difference between buying me gifts and not letting me wear any of the clothes that I wear.
Also, like, I'm not turned on by a guy who wants to create my fashion and like dress me like I'm
not either.
Like, imagine if Craig was just obsessed with like putting together your outfit.
No.
He'd be like, there's only room for one of us, okay?
I can ask Craig a maximum of 3 questions fashion wise, and then he's like, I don't know. And I know my limit. Like, these shoes or these ones, and then he'll pick. But if I go over 3 questions, he's like, Paige, I really don't know. And I gotta. And that's the appropriate response.
He's like, I was pretending and I was getting away with
He's like,
it.
I thought this would just help you move faster, but clearly it's not. So I don't know.
Also, I get embarrassed when people take a photo of me in front of like anyone. Imagine a whole restaurant watching your photo shoot. That is like prime time, like chugginess. I don't even, that's inappropriate word used for chuggy, but if something was
It's
chuggy, that'd be
inappropriate
chuggy.
is what it is. And it's just, it's rude. Like, I'm trying to have dinner, not have a flash photography in my face.
Also, it's a second date, which is crazy. Like, think of second dates you've went on. You don't even know this person. And
yeah, they
like,
just met in Miami on New Year's.
it's like obviously good press, but and that's
Is
what
it?
all these celebs are thinking about. I mean, it puts her on the map in a type of way, but like in 2 weeks, if he's with someone else, it's like, look, it's gonna hurt.
And he's definitely going to be.
Yeah, but I am impressed with the turnaround time of Interview Magazine. Like, day of, they like had an interview out.
Yeah, here's another tip. You never want to be the rebound girl. Like, if you're seeing someone and they just got out of a relationship, you don't even want to be the first girl that they had with. You do not.
But I also think if they like you right out of a relationship, they will tell you, I need some time, and like listen to them. Let them found.
Let them go.
And they'll put you in that box in their head of like, oh, like, because some people know they'll fall and they just like can't emotionally handle it. So like, respect that when someone says, give me time. Don't wait around for them.
Don't wait. It's a very finite amount of time.
Yeah.
And when they say that, your response also has to be like, oh yeah, I'm not ready either, because it really throws them off. Even though you've already planned the wedding, you're like, oh no, I'm not ready either. Let's like do our own thing for a couple months, and then they get in their own head, and then they come running,
and they
you're
don't
like,
want to lose you. Do not hit them up. Do not check on them. You just let the universe take care of that. Also, I thought Kanye changed his name to Yee. Has everyone just ignored it?
Yay. Oh my God, Hannah, sometimes I feel like you're literally 45 years old.
No, but like everyone keeps calling him Kanye. So like, is everyone just ignoring him?
I think so. I think people just have started ignoring him. He also like says he's a genius, but like sometimes I feel like he is, but other times I'm like, no, you're just crazy.
He's a stable genius. This also got me thinking, because I did a video on TikTok kind of talking about our idea about posting paragraphs in your captions, and people were really into it. Like, people were admitting stuff in the comments, like, this is what I used to do with my toxic ex. Like, I totally get it. And it got me thinking about how Khloe Kardashian had posted this long thing on his birthday.
Yeah.
A long caption, and that girl was having his baby, or he was, that day. Yeah. Which is
literally was sleeping with her like that week.
Which is crazy. But now people are coming back being like, justice for Jordan. Have you seen any of these videos?
Yeah, all the Jordan Woods stuff.
Because people are saying that it's hypocritical that everyone was quiet when Kylie was with Tyga, Blac Chyna's ex.
Yeah, but Kylie wasn't friends with Blac Chyna. That's very different.
It wasn't that, but wasn't she Blac Chyna was friends with like Kim and Khloe.
Yes, but there's no way you could equate Kylie's relationship with Blac Chyna to what Jordan's was with
Chloe.
I mean, Jordan lived with Kylie. Like, she lived with the Kardashians. Like,
Yeah.
that was essentially like her older sister too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty split on the Jordan thing. Do I think that she should have been ridiculed as much as she was? No. But I think what Jordan did was up.
But also, I don't know the true story. Like, she kind of made it sound like he kissed her and then she kind of like pushed him away. And that was that. But then also she said it wasn't just a kiss, like it was kind of tongue.
Yeah, and like there were also reports that like his hand was like on her leg like all the whole night, and like, dude, you know what you're doing also? Like, I don't know. That's just like a sticky situation.
I'm going to say it's never one person's fault, and in that moment, I feel like Chloe wished that she was like, Jordan, not cool. Tristan, not
Yeah. I mean, I think they're both to blame. Because if you're in a relationship like that and you're so worried about every other girl, the last thing you need to be worried about are also girls close to you. But like, you shouldn't be in a relationship like that anyway if you're worried about every other girl on the street. Because if they want to cheat, they're going to do it. It doesn't matter who it's with.
Well, then people were arguing that he was like wanting to get caught. Like, they were friends at that party. Also, it's like it was Valentine's Day through party. Chloe wasn't there. I don't even know if they were technically together at that point.
He's
wild.
He's wild. He doesn't give
chaotic.
No, he has no empathy. That's a sociopath.
Yeah. Yeah. So
so that's our deep dive.
Best of luck to Chloe moving forward. Best of luck to Kanye making Kim jealous. We love a petty
love.
We're all just eating our popcorn watching this play out.
The reality show hasn't even come out yet, and we're already watching it.
Yeah. And I do think, though, there's something to be said about those couples that stay in the private eye, like Angelina Jolie and The Weeknd. Nothing.
Oh,
quiet.
What do you think about that? I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it.
I think I'm so here for it.
I do think The Weeknd has great taste in women. Like, he was with Selena. He was with Bella.
And I think there's something like weird about him that I feel like I'd like. Like, I feel like he's quirky.
I like that they're being quiet. I feel like it's them protecting something.
They're both two very famous people who don't care about being famous. They love their like art.
Their art.
Like like she loves being an actress. He loves being a singer. Like, but they love that industry, and the fame just happens to come with it, but they don't really care about it.
We love. And I think J-Lo and Ben are somewhere just coming up with their next stunt.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm not here for it anymore. I know. And I love her. I really do. If I could be her, I would. But like, I'm just not here for it. It's almost bringing her brand down.
And guys, this goes back to our mental health moment. Decenter yourself from men. Men are not the goal. They are not the win.
No.
You do you, boo.
They're stupid. If anything.
With that said, thank you guys so much for giggling with us. We have shows coming up in LA, Seattle, San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Check our link in the bio of our Instagram, and then we're going to be announcing East Coast shows soon.
Yes, we can't wait. Thank you for giggling with us today. See you next time.
Love you. Bye.